Thank you for tuning in to the Firehouse Chronicles, where we document history. I'm your host, Joyce Costigan, and with me always is Willie Costigan, my co-host. And joining us in the studio today are ex-Captain Jeff Davis and ex-Captain Ralph Isaacs of the Long Beach Fire Department, who were kind enough to take the time to share their experiences while we document history. A warm welcome to you both, and now I hand it off to you, William.
Oh, thanks. So we're at the Exempt Hall in Long Beach. They were nice to open the door for us. And I'm sorry, it's not ex-Captain Ralph, it's Captain. He just went back in as Captain again.
Oh, pardon me.
So I'll start with you, Ralph, all right?
Okay.
How long have you been in the fire department?
As of April 13th, 66 years.
66.
Wow. Hey.
Yeah, that's you don't get too many people like that. Where'd you grow up?
Long Beach.
Oh, so you were born and raised here.
Born in Brooklyn, we moved here in 41.
Okay. Was anybody in your family involved with the fire department?
No, my father was an auxiliary policeman.
Okay.
How old were you in 41?
The beginning of 40, December 12th is my birthday, so I became one in 41.
So you're
Okay.
a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was your father's occupation?
He was a locksmith.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you do that too, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
as a hobby.
And what drew you to the fire department?
Well, two of us were going to Nassau Community. A guy, Jay Wernow, he said, why don't we join the fire department? I said, okay. So I think a couple of days later, Wally Williams, who was on the membership committee at the time, came to my house, interviewed me, and I joined. Jay never joined.
You joined Rescue, right?
No, originally I joined Hose 2 up
Okay.
in the West End. In those days, Long Beach was divided at Lafayette Boulevard. If you lived west of Lafayette, you went to Indiana, which was Company 2. If you lived east, you went to either headquarters or Maple.
Okay. All right, sounds good. All right. And then when did you switch to Rescue?
Probably sometime in 70. I became interested. Well, actually, before that, we created Floodlight Company, which was an old pickup truck that had a hand crank generator on it.
Oh, my God.
And it was in the West End. And you had to crank it with a cupped hand, because if you grabbed it with your thumb, you could easily get your thumb broken when it kicked.
All right, and when did you leave Rescue to go to Floodlight or Command Post?
Probably within the past 10 years.
Okay.
I was with Rescue probably close to 40 years or something.
No
like
kidding. Man, that's a feat in itself. I think the average in the United States for rescue work is 7 years. So 40 years is above.
I wonder what goes through your mind today when you see all the advancements in technology, and you were a guy who actually remembered hand cranking on a rig.
Our first truck that we designed was from Gerstenschlager, who I think is still in business. It was a huge truck. We had lights on the top. We didn't have a cabin of any kind in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And at those days, everybody carried their gear on the trucks. So you could either go to the fire call with the truck, or if you were late, you responded to the fire call, never parking in the block. You took your gear off of your truck, and you were there.
Right. Amazing.
Do you remember who was chief when you joined?
I think it was Eddie Van Wagenen.
Okay, and how was he? Do you remember him personally? How was he?
Nice guy. He was an electrician. Also, Marty Held, the plumber, was a assistant chief, who eventually became commissioner. And the Held family, basically every one of the sons and father were involved in the fire department.
Okay. Who were the company officers when you joined?
Floodlight was Levy Schneiderman, Louis Nost, Mike Rosano at the time.
Okay, but what about, do you remember back to when you joined the fire department, 61? Do you remember any of the officers?
I think Richie Doyle was assistant chief, or within a few years after I joined. Herbie Goldstein was also a chief or assistant chief. He was the dentist in town. And from the rumors, he ran out many times, leaving his patients in the chair.
Yeah.
That's a dedicated fireman. Are they still, any of them still around?
The
or are they
one
long
who's
gone?
still around is Levy Schneiderman. He was 91 this year.
Wow. Amazing.
He's out, I think, in Arizona. I chat with him periodically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who's the oldest member when you joined the fire department? I'm trying to get the link all the way back. Who do you remember was the oldest guy?
Otto Trum. Trumm. His son was, I think, police commissioner at one time, and I can remember him coming to the exempt hall, and that the exempt had spots on Holyrood Cemetery, and
Okay.
saying that we can bury a fireman there who can't afford it. I remember that. He said, but there was reference to religion that the Jews can't be buried there because it's a Catholic cemetery. It wasn't derogatory, just
Just the
just
rule.
a fact.
Yeah.
All right. What do you know how old he was when you met him?
Probably late 70s or 80s.
In
That was-
1960.
Yeah,
I would say 80s because I remember him too.
yeah.
So you're talking he was born before 1900,
Oh, yeah, I would say in his
Yeah.
80s.
right? Wow. Okay. What was the oldest truck you remember?
I think it was the ladder out of headquarters, what we now call the 6.2 truck. It actually was 6.1. I think that was a 47
The France, wasn't it?
47 LaFrance, 100-foot
Yeah.
area ladder. Long Beach had the tallest ladders basically in the battalion, I think even in the island
Okay.
at that time.
Did they have a tiller at one point?
Way before my time.
Okay.
I think probably in the early 40s, maybe hanging into the 50s.
Okay.
Because the tiller was great going into the West End.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Why is that? Why was that?
The narrow streets. Because the tiller, the front end can be there and the tiller can come at a right angle
swing around.
to the curb. So if you look at a tractor trailer that pulls now, it follows the driver. The trailer could go totally, if the driver's making a left turn, the trailer could go totally to the right to go into the street straight without hitting
Okay.
the curb.
Okay. Right.
I was going out to the fire academy a couple of years ago, and as I got to the fire academy, a tiller was coming the other way, and he takes the whole road because the driver in the back goes to the out. It looks like you're going to get barreled over, and they make a sharp turn. It's, yeah, I think Glen Cove had one. And they donated it to Dublin, Ireland, the tiller truck. Okay, let's talk about fires. What was the biggest fire in Long Beach? Do you remember?
Well, in '65, we had the President Hotel. We had 225 Park Avenue. We had,
President's Hotel, was that on the boardwalk?
it was on the boardwalk. Now it's where the city has their trailer.
Oh,
for,
okay.
For beach tickets. 20 West Park. These all used to be like 6-story buildings. President Hotel was demolished afterwards. 225 West Park is now 4 stories. 20 West Park is now 4 stories.
And what do you remember about the fire? You were how long were you there for?
Each of them was about 2 days.
Yeah. We were there quite long.
I can
that too.
remember freezing my butt off.
Of course.
On the 20 West Park, I was teaching at Cary at the time, and I called in sick at 8 o'clock the next morning that I'm not going to be there. What's the matter? I said, well, first of all, my car's frozen in the street, and I've been in the fire all night. I said, oh, they knew I was in the fire department.
Yeah, I remember being in Oceanside and walking outside and go, "Well, it's so bitter cold, it's a Long Beach night. Like, something's going to go down in Long Beach."
But when you say you were there for 2 days, that means for 2 days you didn't go home. You were
We were
on
there for
scene.
2 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Two days.
Oh,
We also had the one on Long Beach Road and between Broadway and Shore Road.
okay.
55 Long Beach.
No, 55 Broadway was the Commander Hotel.
Yeah, but it was on
Another one?
It was on Long Beach. The entrance was on Long Beach Road.
Okay. That was another one. Again, we froze. As you say, you looked from Oceanside, and it was a frozen night.
Yeah,
It's
right.
funny how fire picks the cold weather to get active.
They should pick a day like this, whether in the 80s.
Yeah, and the other thing coming from Oceanside, you get to Long Beach Bridge, and you didn't have to know. You could just
You see
right
the
up-
glow.
right over there. Right over there. Yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. I worked with an old timer in schools in Oceanside, Bont Johnson, who was chief in '65, I think. So he he's telling me a story about going from Oceanside. He goes, I was following the rescue truck, and we're going to Long Beach on mutual aid. And he goes, we get to Daly Boulevard and Long Beach Road, Oceanside. I see something fly off the truck. I'm like, what was that? So he goes, I pull over. They kept going. It was their emergency brake. They never took it off. Okay. Any other big incidents other than fire? You remember anything? I know, like Oceanside had a huge oil spill. In
That
72, I think it was.
burnt up the road, as I remember.
Oh, no, that was the fire. But they had a 60,000 gallon oil over Labor Day weekend, so everybody couldn't get their boats out. And, it was another one that lasted days and days.
In Wantor, the Seafood Oyster Bay, with the oil truck.
Yeah.
I don't remember when that was. The Nautilus Hotel, again, another one that was 6 stories is now, I think, 4 or 5.
What was they mentioned it a lot of the old timers. Give me the rundown on the Nautilus.
Okay, that was before we were very friendly with Inwood, who covered the Atlantic Beach contract.
Okay.
They weren't calling us in until it was literally too late.
Okay.
Why?
Too late.
but why?
The Chiefs had a feud.
Oh, it was beef amongst the Chiefs.
At that time. And it got to the point they needed the ladders, so they called us in. Fires generally burn up. This one literally burnt down. The fire started either on the roof, on equipment, or on the 6th floor, and it burned down. I think now it's 3 stories or 4 stories. They rebuilt what was left.
It's fun. We had, on another episode of our show, we had a guest, ex-chief Bill Wade, and he said that he originally joined Oceanside Fire Department before he came over to Point Lookout, but he said he became a firefighter in Oceanside, but he learned how to fight fire in Long Beach because all of the experience came
We had
from
all
Long
the
Beach.
big fires.
Yeah. Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
We had all the big ones.
Okay, and the last question I got for you. Well, I got a couple more, but what was your best memories of being in this fire department?
I guess friends that you meet, and you Levy, who's out of town 30 or 40 years now, I still communicate with him.
Yeah, that seems to be the common thread, that
Yeah.
the social aspect of the firehouse.
How about Mike Ornow, you know? Right?
Oh, Mike lived across the street from me.
Okay, so tell me about Mike, because Mike died 9/11 cancer
Yeah.
a few years back, and they made a line of duty. So
He-
tell me about Mike.
He was, no matter how you might have felt, he always appeared to be bubbly and energetic and lively. And he knew everything that was going on within almost the entire island. He was involved with the team captains. Most of the parades, you would see him on the bandstand, either emceeing or just being there. And as I say, always knowing what was going on, knowing every truck that passed by the bandstand, he said, and here comes. And if you looked at him, he didn't have any papers in front of him as who it was or what it was.
That's how natural it came to him.
Yeah, he was an amazing guy. He was a big loss
Yeah.
in the departments.
Did you go with him to 9/11?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was teaching that day. I watched on TV. I was a shop teacher, and I happened to arrange to have a TV system through Cablevision in my room, and I'm watching it. One of the other teachers came in with her class, and I'm watching the building fall down, and I said, "It can't fall. It can't. The structure can't happen." Obviously, we know it did. My son was in with rescue. I think they went in or they stood by somewhere along the way. I think he was at the one of the docks in the city, standing by, and basically we just watched it.
Okay. Tell me about, he just passed away, Dave Wagner. How long did you know Dave?
Well, when I was in rescue at headquarters, he was in 4. He wound up coming into 4-4 from the West End. I think he was in 7-2 or 4-2. I don't remember.
4-2.
4-2. Okay, and he joined and came down to Engine 4 at headquarters, and he was, best thing I can say, is a nice guy.
Yeah, very nice.
He always was willing to help anybody who had a problem. He knew his truck inside and out. There were times that he offered to take 4-1 when they didn't have a chauffeur at a fire call. And
Yeah, it was right. It wasn't line of duty, but it was just a little too sudden to
Yeah.
to lose him that fast. And he was captain at the time, so
He
thank
had-
God you filled in.
From what
as
I
the
found
captain.
out afterwards, he had some health issues,
Yeah.
but which he didn't talk about. Maybe if we knew about it, we said, "Hey, calm down. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that."
Yeah.
But I don't think any of us want to be told what to do.
Well, no. He still was working 14 hours a day, and all right. Okay. So the last thing is, I want to know if you knew any of these guys. Phil Cohen.
Yes. I drove Phil Cohn to the hospital in the old White Whale, the ambulance at the time, the rescue truck at the time.
1975, I think I have.
Yeah.
Well, 1970, he got injured, right? So and he passed away in 70.
It took him 5 years to die, so to speak,
Yeah.
because the parapet at the beach club fell on top of him at the call. Nobody realized that it was weak and just collapsed.
So you were there for the fire call?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me the setup. What was going on there when this happened?
Was that early morning or?
It was early morning.
It was like early in the morning, like about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that.
And where
okay.
where was this?
In the beach club in the state streets, right on the beach. I don't remember which boulevard or which street it was on.
Okay.
I
What
think
was
it
the
was
cause?
either Delaware or Wyoming.
What was the cause of the fire?
It had been a bar, so who knows when it closed and what there may. Those were the years when everybody had candles,
Yeah.
so candle could have been left on and not picked up. Unknown. I was outside, as rescue is always outside.
Right.
All right, so you're at the fire call, you're standing by, and it just fell. Did anybody else get hurt? Did anybody
No,
else?
I think he was walking in. People may have been behind him, and it just collapsed on top of him.
Okay.
When that happened, I was on a line, just about underneath the parapet. I was maybe 10 feet away from it, and the whole thing came down, and he was right there.
Okay. Wow.
That was a complete wood structure?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How about Lieutenant Morton Golden? Did you know?
Morty actually was a pain in the butt at times. he came from the volunteers. He became a paid man, as many of the volunteers do. And he was totally, you can't be up here. There were times that I had gone upstairs to chat with some of the guys. Everybody was friendly in those days, more friendly than past years.
Right.
And he says, you can't be here. But I'm talking to, I think it may have been Louis Nost at the time. I'm talking with Louis. Well, you're not supposed to be here. I said, I
But for
don't
safety, you're not supposed to?
No, I don't believe there are any rules that we can't visit.
Yeah.
He was so stubborn, he walked over and turned the TV off. Louis said, I think you better go. And I left. As I say, he was extremely stubborn.
All right, he passed away from a heart attack. Let me see what year. 68. So, all right, so I'm going to switch now to Jeff Davis. Jeff, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Long Beach. I was born in Brooklyn.
Same as Ralph.
Same
Okay.
as-
Same train.
Right, everybody from Brooklyn.
Everybody came
Migrates.
from Brooklyn.
Same train, yeah.
I was there because my mother was there. I had no
that's-
choice.
that's it.
Was your family involved in the fire department?
No, I was the only one.
How many brothers and sisters?
One
Brother, sister?
brother.
Okay, he never got involved.
No, we never got him.
Okay. What'd your father do for a living?
My father was a carpenter. He made cabinets. He did like kitchen cabinets and all that.
So when you moved out here, that was his
That-
trade was
yes.
doing? Okay.
He was in business already.
How different was the terrain back then from where it is now? Like, did it have as many houses as you see lining the block?
Well, in the West End, it was mainly summer places. Now it's everything is all year round.
Back then, it was
Back then.
only summer. Okay.
Yeah. Well, not only, but mostly
Most.
summer.
Probably 90% was summer.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So that was just barren
Yeah.
in the.
I lived, interrupt a second. I lived on Lafayette and Market. Around the whole square block, there must have been 10 to 15 vacant lots that we used to play as kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you went to school here full time.
Yeah. So did I.
What I should have said, how many years do you have in the fire department?
I got this. I'm coming up to, in July will be 64 years.
64 years.
Before,
Okay.
God bless.
Yeah. All right. What drew you to the fire department?
When I was a kid, I just always wanted to be a fireman. And I turned 18, and you remember, of course, Mike Ozano and
Louis and
Louis
Eddie.
They came to me and said, "How old are you?" I said, "Tomorrow I'm going to be 18." He goes, "Good, you're coming into the fire department." And all of them said it. And about a few days later, they got me the application. I filled it out, got sworn in, and that was it.
What company?
I was in Host 2 in the West End. That's
Okay.
how I started out.
All right.
Did, did your parents have any reservations or judgment about it?
They didn't like anything I ever did anyway, so it didn't make any difference. I was always the rebel in the family.
Hey, you told me a story about one time. You were in the West End and you used to have to go do pickups because nobody wanted to give up their parking spot. So the truck would go out and make a.
Yeah, they used to make we called it the U. If the fire, let's say, was east of Indiana, we went west, picked the guys up, turned around, and came east. That didn't last too long. Though, because,
I'll help fight the fire, but you work with me on my parking.
I'm not losing the spot over.
we'll get to you, lady. Don't worry about it.
That was usually 5-2, the Ford that made the pickup.
that was Host too.
Yeah, and we rode the back step.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
we rode the back step for
Of
years.
course, of
Wait,
course.
so when you were a kid, did you used to chase the fire trucks that you see go by, like to see?
I never chased him, but I always wanted to be on him.
Where did you live when you were growing up?
Georgia Avenue.
Oh, okay.
Which is a few blocks west of the firehouse.
Yes.
On the ocean or the bay?
On the Bayside,
Yeah.
Okay.
which I said just pointed to the ocean.
Yeah. All right, so you joined at 18 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember who the chief was when you got in?
The chief was Ray Carr.
Okay. Tell me about him.
He was a big guy, very jolly. I always find him. He was just that type.
Yeah.
And he and his son Mike, we grew up together.
Okay.
He was a few blocks away from me. We knew each other since we were kids.
Yeah.
So about a year later, he came in because he's like a year younger than me. He came in and we just remained friends all the time.
Okay.
Did you ever try and get your friends from school to join
Yeah,
you?
and none of them were really interested. I was the only one who was interested.
Do you remember any of the company officers when you joined?
When I came in, Mike Ozano was captain.
What was he like as captain? Do you remember?
Oh, well, I remember him because he also lived across the street from me.
Okay.
So I remember, he was a real nice guy.
Okay.
Very, very nice guy.
Is he still with us?
No. He moved to Florida, then I heard he passed away some years ago.
Who's the oldest person you remember? When you
I would
were-
have to agree with him, but
Yeah.
what's his name again?
Otto Trump.
Otto Trump.
Yeah, I was going to say, back into the 1800s, I don't think you're going to go any further than that. That's
he
pretty good.
was like the...
So you guys have been really working together since
Oh, for years.
day one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty remarkable.
So you truly are the senior guys.
Yeah, there's right
With
now.
the most
there's
time.
Sid
As
Langstein's
the
the only one
active
older.
guys, we are the senior guys, yes.
Wow, that's impressive, gentlemen.
Okay. Ralph, I want to go back to you, but first I know you were captain a couple times. What company, how many times were you captain and what company?
I was captain of Host 2
Okay.
for quite a few years. I was captain of Ensign 4 for even more years. I kept going back and forth. I was captain.
Okay. Yeah, I know you told me one time you captained 14 times.
About 14 times.
Oh Lord! Well, they just
then I was
wouldn't let
lieutenant.
you go.
Then from captain, it went back to lieutenant, and then lieutenant back to captain.
Was there
Then
a
even in the
shortage?
command post, I was lieutenant for a while.
Was there a man shortage? Is that why you kept
What?
going around. Was there a shortage of men?
There's always a manpower shortage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where at Ralph? How many times were you captain?
I was captain floodlight rescue, now back in floodlight or command post.
Command post.
I have no idea how many times.
Too many to count.
All right. Biggest fire.
President's Hotel.
Okay.
And the one on 55 Long Beach Road.
Well, talk about the President's Hotel. That's the lot we talked about, right? Over on-
That is, yes.
And tell me about, you're going to the fire. Do you see it?
Oh, we saw it from Indiana yet.
Okay. So you knew you were in
Oh,
fire.
yeah. We pulled out of the fire. I go, there it is.
Yeah.
And
What
that
was the cause of that one?
I think they said electrical, if I remember right.
And that was it occupied at the time?
Yes.
Yeah, fully occupied.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So there was a rescue going on.
There's a big rescue going on. I think we lost one woman in that place.
Okay. What month were we talking about? Were we winter? Yeah, it's fine.
I think it was not winter, but it wasn't summer, like in the spring or something.
I have a picture that was in the newspaper of that because my grandfather was on the ladder from Oceanside taking people down. So my grandfather was with you guys. So all right, so you go there and you're there for a couple of days.
Yep. We were there for. I think the longest one we were at was the 55 Long Beach Road. We were there like 4 or 5 days.
No kidding. And how far away were the mutual aid departments?
Oh God, I think we went up to Middle Island, at least the middle of the island, for mutual
We
aid.
may have hit
we
North-
have
some of the
we
North
had
Shore.
everybody there.
Yeah. Okay. It's unbelievable.
Was that just that was a big fire, but was it a typical fire where it's just a mutual aid scene?
Well, the building was almost fully involved when we got there, and as it progressed, it was. So we had to call everybody in. I mean, not just the battalion here, but almost
Yeah.
all of the battalions.
Right. Line them up. All right. And what's your best memories of the fire department at this point? You've been around a
I've
while.
been there. I think we had a lot of good times. We used to have a lot of parties up there.
Yeah, well, I talked to you about the chief selections.
Yeah.
Right? Going all night. And,
Oh, jeez. I remember times when we had the chiefs elections, and we went to different departments.
exactly
afterwards.
right. Load up your truck. Let's go.
I came home one time from that. I walked into my house. My wife says, "Oh, you finally came home." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Now I got to change and go to work."
Yeah.
You know,
right.
I mean, we didn't get any sleep. This is what we did. You
I
know?
passed out. You worked for the city of Long Beach.
Yeah.
Okay. So did they let you go to calls?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We was allowed to go. We even at that time. Now I don't think they allowed us anymore. But we used to take their city cars and city trucks. We just took them. You know. So
Just get
when
over
we
there.
went to a call, nobody worked
Right.
because we took everything with us.
Were your wives good sports about it and understanding
Yeah,
about it?
my wife understood it. I was a fireman before we got married.
Oh, okay.
So
So she came into the
Right.
your world. Did your wife socialize with other wives?
yeah.
So was
Oh,
it
yeah.
social
Yeah.
for them as well?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
They used to have the ladies' auxiliary.
Right.
So they all got together and at fires they came with food, drinks, stuff like
Do you
that.
miss it? Yeah, because those days are
No,
gone.
those are gone.
Long gone.
Yeah. Those are gone. There's not too many socially anymore
Yeah.
in the fire department.
It's a generational thing, though. You know,
Yeah.
I see my nephews; they're all active in the fire department, but they're nothing like we were. Like,
No.
you know, I have a friend who was a fire commissioner out in Massapequa, North Massapequa, and he goes, "We used to meet at the firehouse on Friday night because one of the guys had a penny saver route, and we load into a car, and he goes, like 6 guys, and we go deliver the penny savers with him, but it was all nighter. He goes, we were laughing and joking." And he goes, they don't do that anymore. There's no,
No.
let's get together.
I blame technology because it used to be, instead of being in person, face to face, everybody talks on a group text.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
it.
It's all right here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
So nobody has to leave the house, which is shameful because I feel sorry for them. They miss out on all the fun they could have had.
Okay, so going back now, tell me about Mike Cornell with you.
Mike and myself, we always got along. I mean, we were good friends. Like he said, he knew everything that went on, not just in Nassau County, but even Suffolk County.
Yeah.
He got himself involved in everything.
Yeah, well, he was
He used to-
Firecom. He was
Firecom.
So, yeah.
Oh, you're right. With Firecom, and he even did stuff upstate New York.
Okay.
He
Well,
got,
When I heard Mike Ornell was at the World Trade Center, and I forget who was telling me, he goes, "Oh, he was there," and I said, "I see it. I can picture it with a clipboard, walking around, talking to everybody that he knew, going around." And I have no doubt that that's what he was doing when he was there. So I knew Mike from when he worked in Oceanside as the AV guy. He'd bring the stuff to the schools and stuff, and so I think back then he was in Freeport, and then he
he was
and
in
ended-
Freeport
he
originally.
he ended up down here. And that's good. He always was a nice guy. Very
oh yeah,
nice guy.
very jolly.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Was he like an innovator? Did he bring things to the fire department that changed things maybe?
I think he understood it because, like I said, he was the AV guy back in the early '80s, so he had that technology gene where he could put things together. And Floodlight would be the perfect place for him, to
Which it was.
yeah, get stuff done and radios and everything else. I know you're very good friends with Dave Wagner, so talk about Dave for a couple of minutes.
Dave and I met when he came to Engine 4. And ever since then, we just became friends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know Dave for about 40 years.
Yeah,
And not just we became friends, our wives became friends. And we used to go out together. We went out for dinner together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so we were pretty close.
I know. I said to you last year, how was Thanksgiving? You said, good. I go, where'd you go? He goes, Dave's house.
Yeah, yeah. Every year we went. It either was at his house or my house. We went back and forth. But I know him for years.
Yeah, just a nice guy. And another guy, the voice of reason. Just he'll take care of every problem, nice and calmly, quietly, and squares it away. And now I'm just going to list these guys. Did you know Santo?
Who?
Santo. He died in '56. By any chance, did you know him? Santo
Caracciolo.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was
Corazzo.
his two boys were in the fire department.
Okay.
He died across the street at the telephone company fire. Some drunk went through the police lines and hit him as he was on the side of the truck.
Ralph, was that the telephone company or 225 West?
No, the telephone company.
That was the telephone.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you remember him at all?
No, that
Okay.
was again.
Yeah,
That
I know
was,
he died before you guys got in.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I knew his son.
Yeah, I think his sons were paid firemen.
Yeah.
And
they
got
started.
laid off.
Both of them started out as volunteers. Then they switched over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pretty friendly with John Caracciolo.
Okay. I know one of the sons just passed away. He was a Miami police officer. He left here and he went to Miami. And I sent them a
think
couple of messages when we were doing a
You
memorial
talking about
service.
Gelberg?
Oh,
No,
no,
no.
no, Mike I see all the time. This was, the son retired from Miami PD, moved to North Carolina. We were trying to get him for the memorial service. And they go, no, he's very last leg with cancer, and he did. Supposedly he did pass away. Okay, Phil Cohen, Captain Phil
Yes.
Cohen. What do you remember about Phil?
Well, he was in Engine 1 for quite a while. I knew him, I wouldn't say friendly with him, but we knew each other. And when he died at that fire, like I said, I was only about 10 feet away. I had a 2.5-inch line going in. And he was ahead of me, and that canopy just came right down and came right down on him.
Yeah, and did you know he was like what I know it took 5 years for him to pass away, but was he down and out, figuring
He
he
couldn't
wasn't
move
going to
at
make it?
all. He couldn't move anything at all.
Okay, who pulled him out?
I think Mike Stiglitz pulled him out, or he was one of them. I think it
That
was
I don't
a guy, Mike Stiglitz. I don't know if. Yeah.
Nah, I don't know.
I think he passed away before you came here.
Okay. Morton Golden. You have any? I know. Ralph has an opinion about that. What's yours?
I didn't know him that well.
Okay.
I really didn't.
Okay. All right. Ray Elmer. Did you guys know Ray Elmer?
Ray Oma?
He passed away like a year ago, 2 years ago from 9/11. It was
Ray Elmer.
Elmer.
I
He
knew
was-
the name. He was in the West
West
End.
End.
Yeah, Elmer. I remember that name too.
Okay. So the only other thing is which we talked about was the social part of it. And would you say that the social part was the main thing and the firefighting was the thing that brought you together, or was it really you wanted to be a firefighter and the social end came?
I think we really wanted to be firefighters,
Okay.
and then we all became social.
Okay. What did you think about when the fire department started changing? They started doing this pension and LoSAP. What did you think when that happened?
I thought that was a great thing because it keeps the volunteers.
Right.
I mean, so they have, okay, when I get older, I'm going to get this, you know, instead of nothing.
Yeah.
That's what we got.
But it's still, because I said to my son if he was here, he was in Long Beach for 5 years. I go, what was the LoSAP? He goes, I didn't even know we had a LoSAP. Right. So, he was too young to care about retiring.
Right.
So, now he's 30, and it's a little different now. He's talking, I had to go with Oceanside and the LoSAP and everything, but I don't think it connects to the guys who are so far from retiring that, But my grandfather was one of the first guys. He was 86 years old, and he started getting his first check for $50, something like that. And he's like, hey, my electric bill,
I knew a guy, I think he was from Glen Cove, also an older guy. He also got it around 86. Mm-hmm. They put it into place, and they said, okay, you're eligible.
Yeah, the next day.
and that was it.
Yeah, but my grandfather was just, he liked being at the firehouse, so this was like the bonus. It's not that he stayed there for the LoSAP. He was happy doing it for years for nothing, and kind of like us, there was no incentive back in the day. We just enjoyed being here. And so I thought the LoSAP made it turn into... like it really is now. It's almost like a job. They're keeping count now. They're keeping their eye on everything, and so. And I know that in Oceanside that became where guys come back out of back to active, but not for the right reason. They came back for
the money. Yeah, I mean that's it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, are there many you are 60-year guys? Are there 40-year guys, 30-year guys, 20-year guys?
Yeah.
That they're still with you.
But it's funny because I have a friend who's past chief from New Hyde Park, and I bumped into him last year, and I said, "Hey, you're still in the fire department?" He goes, "Oh, I'm an ex-chief." So he goes, "I'm a life member." I go, "Where do you live?" He goes, "Comac." I go, "Hey, you get the LoSAP?" He goes, "I've been getting it since I was 55 years old, and it was like $1,200 a month." And it's so they have a plan that's 10 times better than the plan here, and it's they. He goes, I get my checks every month since I was 55 years old. And it's not across the boards. It's each town had to do it.
Is totally different.
Yeah.
Plus, Long Beach Fire Department is a disadvantage because we are a city.
Yeah.
The fire districts have more money available because we have a lot of money covered in salaries.
Yeah.
Millions in salaries.
Benefits, salaries, yep.
Yeah.
So when you were 18, did you have to do an essentials course, or
Oh
what
yeah,
was
we had to go through all the classes.
your
yeah.
training was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much the same?
I think it's more now.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
It's a lot more.
But
now.
I thought back then they just gave you a coat and boots and
No,
said,
no,
"Okay,
no,
be ready."
Well, that's where it started.
It starts that way. But, I mean, you have to go for all the training. Like every week, even now, we have to go to drills and all that and take the courses. At that time, we did the same thing, but not as much as we have to do now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, and then, Ralph, we haven't talked about, I know you're married now, but it's your second wife, right?
Right.
Okay. So you were in the fire department with the first wife. Was that a
I was
reason?
in before I got married.
Okay. Is that the reason you didn't stay with her when you joined the fire department?
That probably part of it. And I had my own. I left teaching at the time, and I had my own business, so I was involved a lot of time there.
Okay.
So I think that was a lot of it.
Okay. All right. So, in wrapping it up, I appreciate you guys coming and talking to us. And it's just we need more know what happened in the past. You guys are it. You guys are the link to the past. So appreciate your time.
Yes, and that wraps it up for this episode of the Firehouse Chronicles, where we document history. Thanks again to our special guest. Jeff Davis and Ralph Isaacs of the Long Beach Fire Department, and thank you, our listeners, for joining us. And if you enjoyed this episode, please tap those like and follow buttons and be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you'll be notified of our next episode. Firehouse Chronicles is recorded live on tape and is a production of Penn Street Studios, all rights reserved. Outro tune licensed from stockmusic.com. Please be sure to come back for the next episode of the Firehouse Chronicles where we document history, and until then, stay safe.